Good morning. Welcome to Village in Motion. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, 2017. My name is Susan Gerhard, and this morning we welcome George Rollis, our Director of Garden Ridge.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're happy you're here with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here again.
Tell us what's going on in Garden Ridge today.
So we've got a lot of interesting and exciting activity going on in Garden Ridge. I think a lot of folks are probably aware at this point that we started a big construction project and repositioning and renovation project at
It's
Garden
a little
Ridge.
hard to miss.
It's hard to miss. We invite everyone to come over to Garden Ridge and visit. You can get a pretty good view of the construction area and see the things that are going on from inside the building. It's safe, it's comfortable, and you can see all the activity going on. And it's part of a multi-year project that is going to add a new residential building to Garden Ridge, and the new building will most likely be up and completed about this time next year. And
Remind us what will be in the new building, George.
So the new building will be residential, and there will be 89 apartments, and those apartments will be mostly assisted living, but they will also include memory care as well. So it'll be a combination of assisted living and memory care. And if you look at the video that they're showing right now, the big tall structure in the back is actually a stairwell. And it's 4 stories high. So that stairwell that was on the monitor a few minutes ago is going to be part of the new building, and the new building will also connect to our existing buildings.
Okay.
So once you're inside of Garden Ridge, you'll be able to walk from our existing buildings down the hall, turn the corner, and you'll be in the new building. It'll be one continuous building that's connected.
We won't
on
notice
the
the
inside.
difference.
Right. And the video that's shown now is actually some footage of the renovation work that we're doing, where we've got active renovations going on in Rose Court 4 and in Rose Court 3. The good news, we're making nice progress with the renovations and the work being done. Rose Court 4, we've opened up a couple of new spaces that have been fully renovated, but we're still working on some of the dining areas and some of the areas where the dining services staff prepare the meals.
I took a field trip up there the other day, and it's a little more opened up than we see here. Some of those temporary walls have come down.
Right, exactly. And as we go through the renovations and finish, we enclose the areas being renovated so they're closed and secure. And once we're finished with those renovations, we take down the temporary partitions and we open it up for resident use. And we've had a lot of positive feedback from our residents in Rose Court 4 since we've opened up a couple of the new spaces. We're still about a month away from finishing up all the renovations in Rose Court 4, but when we do, we'll make sure we get some footage and bring back to Channel 6 and share it with everyone.
So what's different? What are we renovating? What are we changing? I see the ceilings are gone, so obviously we're putting in new ceilings.
Yeah, so we're the renovations for the interior spaces in Garden Ridge are primarily focused right now in the amenity spaces. These are the spaces that are common areas that all residents have access to. So it's areas like the dining rooms and the programming areas, the bathing spas that are available for resident use. Those are the areas that are being renovated right now. And when we're finished, everything will be brand new from the ceiling to the floor. We'll have new furniture, new finishes. The color schemes will be new and updated. And we're just really excited to have a completely renovated amenity space for our residents. And we're going to do those renovations on each of our existing neighborhoods. And we'll just work through Garden Ridge over the next probably 12 to 18 months until we get all the way through our existing building.
It's a slow process.
It's a slow process because there's a lot of work being done. There's a great deal of coordination that we're working with the contractors to minimize the impact to our residents now, because the spaces are occupied. Our residents are living in Garden Ridge while the construction and renovations are going on, and we're coordinating with the contractors to make sure that we minimize the noise as much as we can, minimize the disruption to our day-to-day operations, our scheduled activities and programs, our dining services schedule. We're doing everything we can to minimize the changes and to make sure that the day-to-day can go on and residents can enjoy their time in Garden Ridge and also get to enjoy watching the construction and the progress as well.
We were talking here in the studio before we started about how many of the residents in Garden Ridge are enjoying watching both the interior and the exterior construction. It's kind of a lot of entertainment in a way.
Right. It's very entertaining, very interesting to watch the construction, and a lot of our residents and visitors and family members who come into Garden Ridge all really enjoy watching the progress, watching the construction, getting to see the different machines, and there's a remote control robot that's operated in the construction area. Yeah, that's definitely one of the favorites for a lot of folks. And so yeah, it's going to be an ongoing process for us. We're kind of just on the front end of a multi-year project, but we're real happy with the progress that's being made. And I think again, as we start to open up some of the newly renovated spaces, we're starting to get a lot of positive feedback about the end result and the end product, and we're real excited to continue moving forward.
One thing that I saw when we took our field trip up there, and we just took a walk up the stairs and went in and looked around, is that we are replacing carpeted flooring with hard surface flooring. My theory would be that the hard surface flooring is more easy for residents to move around, especially those using walkers or wheelchairs, than would be carpeted flooring. And it's much more easy to clean and much more sanitary than carpeted flooring. Is that correct?
Yeah, so in a healthcare facility like Garden Ridge, where we have different levels of care, skilled nursing, assisted living, memory care, cleanliness and sanitation is a very important aspect of what we do, and there's a lot of ongoing efforts that we make to make sure Garden Ridge is very clean. And part of that is the design of the space. And so, like you said, when we have a hard surface floor as opposed to a carpet floor, it's much more efficient in cleaning. We're able to maintain the cleanliness. And with carpet, you don't always know how clean or dirty it may be. Typically, with a hard surface floor, it's very apparent when there's debris, if there's dust, if there's a spill, and it makes it operationally more efficient and more safe for us to maintain a hard floor versus a carpet floor.
Right.
And typically, when you have a carpet floor, if there's a bad stain that gets on the carpet, you usually have to end up ripping out the entire carpet it could be a very large space.
Right.
And again, that's not only cost, but it's also the use of that space would have to be closed off while we do the repair work, and that's something that can happen very frequently. So having a hard floor is the direction we're seeing a lot of different design of healthcare facilities moving away from carpet and towards hardwood. Also, the other concern with a carpeted healthcare facility is that with most carpeting, there's always a transition between the carpet and the hardwood, or between the carpet and the hard floor. And those transitions can also be a challenge, and it can be a safety concern for residents who use a rollator or a walker or a wheelchair or some other type of assistive device. And those transitions can be a point of resistance.
Yes,
and
I mentioned to you that had been a problem in the facility where my mother lived.
Right. So in the redesign of Garden Ridge and in Dogwood Commons, there may be some carpeting in some areas, but the design of the carpet and the area where the carpet meets the hard floor, there's a seamless transition.
You're working
so
on that.
There's no raise or there's no raise in the surface. It's a completely flat and seamless transition, which helps to maintain the safety as well.
That's excellent. Good. So it sounds like a good answer for many problems there.
Right.
Good.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
So you mentioned that you have some staff changes at Garden Ridge.
We've hired a couple more leadership and management positions in Garden Ridge. So I did want to mention a couple of names because we're real excited to have these folks join us and join the management team at Garden Ridge. First, I'll start with we've hired a new memory care manager.
Good.
Her name is Devonna McFarland, and Devonna has actually worked at Garden Ridge previously. She left us for a few years, but we're real excited that she has actually started back as of yesterday.
Good.
So she is currently with us in her new role as a memory care manager.
So she has gone out, gained even more experience, and come back.
Right, exactly. And we've had a lot of very warm reception for Devonna when she came back, just came back yesterday, and residents, visitors, staff members, very happy to see her, and she's is going to be a great asset in addition to our team, to our team at Garden Ridge. We also have hired a new clinical manager for Evergreen 2. Now, Evergreen 2 is where most of our short-term rehab residents will come for short-term stay to get physical therapy and occupational therapy before they return back to their prior living arrangement. Could be an independent living, could be an assisted living. And so the new clinical manager, her name is Mallory Fields, and she is a registered nurse, and she's going to be coming to us at the end of this month, and she's going to be coming from the hospital setting where she has a lot of vast experience in the emergency department, has a great set of clinical skills, great leadership qualities that we're real excited to have again to join us here with Garden Spring, with Green Spring and at Garden Ridge.
Excellent.
So we're very excited to have Mallory come on board, and we've also hired a new administrative nurse. Her name is Isa Kamara, and she's going to start in the beginning of September. And Isa is going to be providing administrative support. She's also a registered nurse. She'll be providing administrative support to our assistant director of nursing and to our staff development coordinator. So those are two positions that are currently filled, and this is a third administrative position that will help support those two roles because they both have a lot of duties, a lot of work that has to be done. We have over 300 full-time FTE staff for Garden Ridge among all the nursing department and housekeeping and dining services, all the different departments that keep Garden Ridge going. And so those are key positions in leadership for those departments, for continuing education for staff, for orienting new employees and training new staff when they come in and are new to Garden Ridge, so they learn all of our policies, all of our procedures. And it's difficult for one person to do all that. So we have to have a full complement of administrative and leadership to help support that.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you've gotten your staff beefed up, ready to roll. Excellent. George, I think we're out of time. We thank you for giving us an update, and thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you again.
We look forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. And we'll be back in just a moment with another segment.